If I told you I ran an agency that pulls in over $250,000 a month, you'd probably think I'm working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week. But if I'm being completely honest, I only spend a few hours a week running it. And I know it sounds too good to be true. And trust me, I was working 80 plus hours a week when I first started my agency, and I do have an amazing team that actually runs it for me. However, after years of trial and error, I've literally cracked the code on how to build a profitable agency which literally runs by itself. So that's exactly why in this video, I'm going to show you the exact team structure and systems which actually makes this possible. And this is just so you can build a profitable Onlyfans management agency without burning out yourself. So let's just dive into it. All right, so this is pretty much it. So I'm not going to show you guys something that looks really fancy, really pretty, loads of different colors on a big mind map. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you exactly what you actually need as a team structure to either still be part of the business and you just running everything, or to fully separate yourself from the business entirely. And that is the one I'm going to show you last, on how to actually fully separate yourself from the business so you have people doing everything and they just come to you for the big decisions. So first of all, we've got where you're still involved in the agency. So as you can see here, we have chatting, we have model management, we have IG, Reddit, X. Now you can add whatever you want to this list. It completely depends on what you're running as an agency, right? So first of all, this is you as the CEO. You are the boss. You are going to be calling the shots to all of the managers in the space, or all of the team leaders, whatever you want to call them. So first of all, you are the first point of contact for the chatting department, right? Now for this is obviously the chatting section. Now you can have as many chatting groups as you like, but I'm going to show you what I do for my agency. Here's just an example for 2 groups, right? So for group 1, as you can see, we have got a chat boss. Now, this guy is the point of contact, the direct point of contact for 3 chat managers. As you can see, this is the 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift. This is the 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift. And this is the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift. And these guys, the chat managers here, are direct points of contact for all of the chatters. So shift 1, we've got 4 chatters. Shift 2, we've got 4 chatters. Shift 3, we've got 4 chatters at any given time, right? So it's pretty obvious. These guys are going to be responsible for training the actual chatters, and the chat boss is then responsible for training the chat managers, making sure, you know, quality is always up to standard and everyone is just being organized correctly, paid correctly, whatever it might be, right? So it's super simple. All of the chat managers have 4 people they have to deal with. The chat boss has 3 people he has to deal with, but under them are obviously, you know, you times it by 4, right? And this is group 1. Now at our agency, for example, we have 2 groups of these chatters. So we have a second chat boss, right? So as you can see, he's in charge of the 3 shifts. So that is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Again, completely the same as before. They are then in charge of the chatters. Now, what is the job of the chat managers? Now, usually the jobs are training the chatters, make sure they're keeping up to standard, sorting their shift schedules out, right? So they're going to be telling people when they're working, making sure they come in. If someone is sick, it's the chat manager's responsibility to cover that shift. He has to then be like, right, I'm not a manager now, I am doing a shift and I'm still going to try and keep a look after of the guys on the shift. So this guy will then replace one of the chatters, and it will just be 3 chatters, the 1 chat manager, who is then basically just acting as a chatter, right? But when the chat manager is not chatting, what he'll basically be doing is looking over all of the chats 24/7 whilst he's on that shift. So this guy is handling the 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift. So he's going to have inflow up. He's going to have all of the different accounts up, and he's going to be watching, right, what messages are not being responded to. He's then going to remind the chatters, or how can the chatters improve, whatever it might be. If there's a big whale on, he's going to be making sure the chatters are, you know, treating that whale correctly, getting as much money out of the whale as possible. He is responsible for all of the chatters, right? If all of the chatters are sick on one day, the chat manager is going to step in and he's going to handle every single account. And that's just how it is. And then the chat boss, his role is to pretty much just have team meetings with all of the chatters, all of the chat managers, give out bonuses, make sure quality is always up, look at the results, the chatting, the chat ratios, whatever it might be, right? It's just to overlook the whole thing, make sure everyone is keeping in line, and making sure the chat managers are keeping the chatters in line as well. So next we go on to the model management section. So this is a content planner, relationships manager, right? So someone who's going to be dealing with the models, making sure the models are okay, making sure, you know, their content is being done, their content's being planned, etc., etc., etc. So Say for example, here we have one content planner, which can then handle 11 models, right? For example. So obviously then all of the models' direct point of contact is going to be the content planner. And I actually forgot to mention, obviously you've got the chatting guys here, group 1, group 2, chat boss, and the content planner relationships manager. These are all, you are going to be their direct point of contact. So just like they have direct points of contact, all of the chatters, all of the chat managers, you are going to be the chat boss's point of contact, or the content planner and relationships manager point of contact, right? So this person is basically, yeah, as I said, he's going to be responsible for making sure the models are okay, making sure they're doing their content. If they do have any issues, then, you know, it's all going to go through the content planner and relationships manager. So yeah, pretty simple job. It's just who is responsible for the model's well-being and who is going to be planning their content, etc., etc., etc. So let's move on. Next, we have an IG poster. So for me and my agency, we have literally one poster, and his main job, his 9-to-5 job, as you could say, is literally just posting all of the content. That's his only job. It's just posting stories, reels, etc., etc. So really simple job. And this guy then comes through to you as the CEO. So yeah, you're his direct point of contact, right? Then for Reddit, we have a Reddit manager. We then have a Reddit poster with 10 accounts. We then have another Reddit poster with another 10 accounts. And the Reddit manager is just going to be making sure everything is going to be going to plan on all of these accounts, making sure they're turning up to their shift, making sure everything's getting posted with the right captions and the right subreddits, all of that sort of stuff, right? So the Reddit posters, their direct point of contact is the Reddit manager. And the Reddit manager's direct point of contact obviously then comes back to you. Then we have X. So we have one person whose full job is literally just for posting all of our stuff all day, every day. So this person, you can literally just have it come through to you as the CEO. And there you've got the initial team structure. It's going to be slightly different to what I'm going to show you in just a second, but this is where you're still involved. You're still making sure everything is going well. All of these direct point of contact, who they're going to call if there's a problem, it's going to come to you. Now, how can you actually remove yourself from this entire situation? What do you think, right? You need something between you and all of these people, and that is going to be a COO. You're going to want to hire a COO who's going to get between all of these people. So this was you before, right? This was you. Now, you can either pay these guys a percentage or a salary, pretty much in charge of the whole communications of the team. And yeah, just making sure all of the information gets back to you if you need it to. So yeah, as you can see, now before, obviously everyone's direct point of contact was you, but now this, you have now turned into a COO, which you've actually hired, and then you are up here. So only person you have to deal with in the whole business is now this guy. You don't have to deal with the chat managers, the model managers, the IG guys, the Reddit guys, the X guys. You don't need to deal with any of it. You literally deal with this one person whose main job is to deal with all of these people. By the way, if you do want this lucid, I can literally just give it to you. I'll link it in the description actually. Just make a copy and save it to your own area. So the whole point in this video today is literally just to tell you guys, you don't want to be building a job, right? A 9-to-5 job, which you have to go to every single day. You know, this guy here, he's the one with the 9-to-5 job, right? He's the one that's going to be dealing with these people all day, every day. You want to build yourself a business which can run entirely without you, and then you can just get updates from this guy every single day, right? Because that is the reason why we do this in the first place. We want freedom. We don't want to be working 24/7. We want a chill life. We want to be able to come out to places like this in a penthouse with pools outside, the sun up there, just because we want to, right? And we don't even have to work that much. That is kind of the goal with everything. So if you're ready to scale your OnlyFans management agency past 20K per month in the shortest time frame possible, feel free to book in a free consultation call with myself where we can potentially see if we can help you. It's going to be the first link in the description, and it's pretty much where you're going to get access to all of my SOPs, my systems, my processes, so you can plug and play everything from my agency directly into your agency, which is pretty much going to make your business and everything you need to run your business efficiently every day. So thanks for watching.